Well, it happened again. Last weekend, another loud party shook up a DeKalb County neighborhood where surrounding residents have tried to shut down a party house for more than a year.
And again, police and code enforcement showed up but found no violations. Now, the head of code compliance has pledged to protect nearby homeowners, even if it means changing the law.
Well, Fox 5 I-Team's Johnny Edwards broke the story last week of how this party house has driven neighbors to the brink, and he was there on Sunday to hear the most recent party for himself. Johnny?
Russ and Courtney, we heard the sound and the fury. This was a wedding reception, and it was so loud I could hear it standing inside a neighbor's kitchen 200 feet away. For anyone living near this, so much for a peaceful weekend.
This is sort of like the ongoing nightmare.
This is how Andre Jackson and his wife, Lisa Burrows, spent the Sunday before Memorial Day. With music blasting, traffic backups, armed guards, police, the party a wedding reception. But for neighbors, oppressive noise.
Why do I have to be subjected to this?
Now, the head of DeKalb County Code Enforcement telling the Fox 5 I-Team what's happened in this once quiet neighborhood has to stop.
We're going to monitor this property, and we're going to send that clear message that type of behavior will not be tolerated in DeKalb County.
With DeKalb's planning department telling the property owner by letter this week, running a party house business in a residential area deemed illegal, and to cease and desist immediately or be prosecuted. After reading it, that owner, 36-year-old Brock Shorter, told us by text he'll do everything it takes to comply with county codes. Shorter moved into his mini mansion in 2023. He throws his own parties, and he's rented the house out for special events, something not allowed under the neighborhood zoning.
Like I said, I've been to court multiple times. Nothing has stuck because I'm in my right.
The County Solicitor General's office telling the I-Team 2 citations against Shorter, both involving commercial activity in a residential area, dismissed because the citing officer had left code compliance and couldn't be a witness. County commissioners, meanwhile, working on changes to the noise ordinance that could set a daytime noise cap of 65 decibels.
Quite frankly, I think the situation is concerning.
In June, Jackson and his wife, among 32 surrounding neighbors, signing a letter to code compliance and the county commission begging for help. This resident 1 street over signed on.
There's so much congestion on the streets. We have people parking all up and down the cul-de-sac. A lot of people revving their engines and, kind of peeling out of the street.
With the I-Team asking questions, code compliance met with Brock Shorter before Memorial Day, ordering him not to hold this party, with tickets being sold online. Shorter told the county and us there would be no Memorial Day party, but there was a party 1 day before. This time, we were there. We recorded this sound from a back deck on another street, 200 feet away from the pool. We also learned that under that proposed ordinance change that would set a decibel limit at 65 during daylight hours, this party would be right on the edge. This is Andre Jackson's decibel meter.
65 decibels with the music that's going on and the yelling of the DJ you may hear in the background at this moment. Sounds sort of like somebody firing a howitzer in my backyard.
We also watched as police showed up, summoned by a neighbor about 300 feet away who told police he and his wife couldn't function inside their home. DeKalb police telling us they found nothing actionable, with an officer informing another upset neighbor the current noise ordinance doesn't take effect until 11. And Shorter texting the I-Team his college friend got married and the party would be over at 10. And to tell the neighbors, sorry for the inconvenience. We also watched code compliance arrive that evening and leave, finding no violations.
Currently, we are looking at the noise ordinance to make sure that we are able to enforce the noise ordinance better.
And as for that Memorial Day party, it did not happen.
It's peaceful and quiet, and that's what we want to see.
New on this, today we obtained a copy of Brock Shorter's response to that cease and desist letter, which alleged he's been renting his property illegally. Shorter lodged an appeal saying the citations against him were dropped and he's never been cited for noise. And Russ and Courtney, he told the county, as he's told us, that he plans to obey all laws and regulations.
Well, it sounds like DeKalb's current noise ordinance is too weak to deal with this issue. Obviously, neighbors are getting frustrated, and you could tell in the video. I'm sure it felt even louder to you when you were there in person, but you could tell how loud it was. Do other counties and cities have noise limits in their ordinance?
Yes, they do. For residential areas during the day, Cobb has a 70 decibel limit. Gwinnett County has a distance limit of 300 feet. Atlanta has something similar for party noise. But I've got to say, after being out there, I don't think even any of those ordinances would sufficiently deal with what's happening out there in DeKalb. I mean, it's not just the noise level, which doesn't even always hit 65 or 70. It's how often it happens. It's the pounding bass. It's the traffic. It's everything. It happens on weekends. It happens during the week. It's the cumulative effect. And so I think it's going to be a real challenge to figure out how do you deal with someone who does this so often.
Yeah, when we talked to you about this last week, you seemed confident, having talked to him, that perhaps he was going to be more considerate. It doesn't seem like that's happening.
Well, I was confident there wouldn't be a Memorial Day party, but this was the day before Memorial Day. So I guess I should have asked him, are you going to have a party the whole weekend? So.
Wow. Semantics, I guess. Memorial Day usually refers to the whole weekend, but okay. All right.
Whatever.
Yeah, I'm sure you'll keep following the story for us.
Absolutely. We'll be out there again if it keeps happening.
Yeah. Thanks, Johnny.
Thanks, Johnny.
Thank you.